For many people, when they hear the country name Brazil, they think of Rio de Janeiro. With its beautiful beaches and tourist attractions, it tends to grab everyone's attention. But a few hundred kilometers away, there's another Brazilian city that's just as important as Rio de Janeiro, if not more. That city is Sao Paulo, the incredibly cosmopolitan financial center of Brazil. Sao Paulo is a huge city, in both area and population. It's the most populous city in Brazil, and in the entire Western Hemisphere, and the entire Southern Hemisphere. It has a population of around 12,325,000 in the city proper, and the Greater Sao Paulo metropolitan area has a population of 21,571,000. In physical size, the city proper has a land area of 1,521 square kilometers, which is almost exactly the same size as Greater London in the UK. But the Sao Paulo metro area is much bigger, with around 7,947 square kilometers. That's pretty freaking big. The population density of Sao Paulo city proper is around 8,005 people per square kilometer, which isn't really high for an urban area. But of course, some areas are more densely populated than others. It's the capital of Sao Paulo state in the southeastern part of the country. Unlike Rio de Janeiro, it is not a coastal city. Its economy is tied to that of the port of Santos, the largest port in all of Latin America, which is around 70 kilometers away by car, but still in Sao Paulo state. Sao Paulo has one of the biggest city economies in the world, with a GDP of around $700 billion. Sao Paulo has a humid subtropical climate, with hot humid summers and mild winters. On average, daily temperatures in summer, meaning from January to March, range from 19 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius, though ocean winds can result in significantly cooler days and heat waves can result in significantly hotter days. Average daily temperatures in the Brazilian winter range from 12 degrees to 22 degrees, but again, certain days can be warmer or cooler. If you pay attention to the nighttime temperatures, you'll notice that they're not very high, even in summer. That, along with the generally cool winter temperatures, are a result of the city's high elevation, 760 meters above sea level. Compare that to Rio de Janeiro, which is only a couple of meters above sea level and has a genuinely tropical climate, with temperatures that are usually warm year-round. Sao Paulo was founded in the year 1554 by Jesuit missionaries who intended to convert the local population to Catholicism, which seems to have worked. The name of the city actually means St. Paul, which shows the city's Catholic origins. The settlement later became a base for bandeirantes, ruthless explorers who led expeditions westward with the intention of capturing and enslaving local indigenous people. They expanded the territory of the Portuguese colony by claiming new territory. These bandeirantes also discovered gold during their expeditions, and Sao Paulo became a gateway to gold prospecting and gold mining areas in the neighboring regions. The subsequent gold rush caused mass migration to the southeast of the country, which is still Brazil's most densely populated region today. Sao Paulo officially became a city in the year 1711. Gold continued to be mined in new areas, but it eventually dried up, and the economy of Sao Paulo began to focus on sugarcane plantations instead. The sugar was exported through the port of Santos, and new rail and road connections between the two cities were built. This formed the basis for the current economic relationship between the two cities. Sugarcane is still an important part of the Sao Paulo economy today. Brazil is the world's largest producer of sugarcane, and 55% of it is produced in Sao Paulo, though that includes Sao Paulo state, not only the city. In the 19th century, coffee production grew in importance and became the main export of Sao Paulo. This helped shape Sao Paulo because large numbers of immigrants were attracted to the area to work on the coffee plantations, and this process accelerated after slavery was abolished in 1888. The largest number of immigrants arrived from Italy, Spain, Germany, and elsewhere in Europe. When European immigration slowed in the 20th century, immigration from Asia and the Middle East increased, as well as domestic migration from northeastern Brazil, which included many descendants of enslaved Africans. Today, Sao Paulo is very ethnically diverse, even more so than the rest of Brazil. Get this, it has more people of Italian background than Rome, and it's also home to the largest ethnic Japanese community outside of Japan. A person from Sao Paulo is referred to as a Paulista, and Paulistas come from a wide variety of backgrounds. And speaking of Paulistas, the main focal point of the city is arguably Paulista Avenue, or Avenida Paulista, which runs for 2.8 kilometers from northwest to southeast, along the southern boundary of the historic downtown area. It's lined with the headquarters of financial institutions and multinational corporations, as well as cultural venues like museums and so on. From Paulista Avenue, you can get to most places in the city by subway or bus. There are 9 administrative zones in Sao Paulo, which can be further broken down into 32 boroughs and 96 wards. The 9 administrative zones include Central. This is the historic downtown area and is still the main financial and cultural center. West. This is known as a wealthy area, though the wealth gap is quite distinct. It's an important business area to which many people commute for work. There are lots of places to eat and drink, and there's lots of nightlife. It's also where the Sao Paulo state government is located. South Central. This is the wealthiest area of the city. One major feature of this zone is Ibirapuera Park, or Parque do Ibirapuera. It's a 150-acre park and is the most visited one in South America. There are also lots of upscale shopping malls to which some of the neighborhood's wealth flows, which includes the Morumbi shopping mall in the Itaim Bibi district. East 1 and East 2. These used to be a single administrative zone, the one with the largest population in the city, 2.7 million people, though it has since been separated into 2 zones. It's mainly a working-class residential area where many migrants from the northeast live. Situated between the central, south central, and east zones, the southeast has features of all 3 in the areas adjacent to them. Part of historic downtown, wealthy areas, and working-class areas. One feature of the southeast zone is Independencia Park, or Parque da Independencia, where Brazil's independence was declared in 1882. The northeast. It's the location of many important events, like the Carnival Parade and many different events at the Anhembi Park Convention Center. It retains large areas of park space, including the Cantareira State Park, or Parque Estadual da Cantareira, part of which lies in the neighboring suburbs. Northwest. Similar to the northeast, the northwest zone is mainly residential but has more uninhabited areas. Its parks include Anhanguera Park and Jaraguá State Park. South, or far south. This is the largest of Sao Paulo's zones and its least densely populated. Much of the zone is covered by protected rainforests and farmland. Transportation. Such a huge city with so many different areas obviously needs an extensive transportation system. The Sao Paulo Metropolitan Rail Transport System is the largest urban rail system in Latin America, which transports 5 million people every day. At the time of making this video, there are currently 13 train lines crisscrossing the city with 183 stations. 5 of those lines are underground subway lines in the city core, with another one under construction. And there are 7 suburban rail lines that travel above ground and reach the outer areas of the metro. This transit system can get extremely crowded. In fact, line number 11 is the second most crowded transit line in the world, and line number 8 is the 4th most crowded. The city has an extensive but complex bus system with 16,000 buses running on 1,300 bus lines. It gets very crowded too, and pickpockets are common, so be careful with your belongings. Of course, taxis and Uber are available, but you might get stuck in traffic. The main international airport serving Sao Paulo is the Governor André Franco Montoro International Airport, which is located in the city of Guarulhos in the Sao Paulo metro area. It opened in 1985 and is the second busiest airport in all of Latin America, after Mexico City International Airport, which is number 1. And there are 2 other airports, including Congonhas Airport, which serves mainly regional domestic flights. There's also Viracopos Airport, which used to be the international airport until 1985, but it's over 100 kilometers from Sao Paulo City. Back when it was the international airport, it held the Guinness Book World Record for an airport's distance from the city it serves. So most international travelers flew into Rio de Janeiro instead, and then caught a connecting domestic flight. Nowadays it serves mainly cargo flights, so unless you want to hide inside a box, then you'll probably arrive at one of the other airports. Sao Paulo may not be full of beautiful beaches and world-famous tourist attractions, but it's a huge, exciting city that you could spend a lifetime exploring. And of course, what visitors remember most are the people. In Sao Paulo, you can meet Brazilians of all backgrounds and all walks of life, but the one thing that most of them have in common is that they are friendly and welcoming. Now, over to you. If you're from Sao Paulo, or if you've spent time there, what do you think is most special about the city? And other people, what aspect of Sao Paulo looks most interesting to you? Share your comments after the video. If you liked this video, then please hit the like button and have a nice day.